Alright, so hi guys, welcome to my vlog. Charot. Alright, so welcome to our class CE Laws, Ethics, and Contracts. And for today, we are going to discuss all about Code of Ethics. But before that, I would just like to give a general overview of what this course is all about. Alright, here we go. Okay, so under class orientation, we have course description. So basically, I'll just go ahead and summarize this course description. Alright, so Civil Engineering Laws, Ethics, and Contracts. Okay, so what is this course all about? This course deals on the principles and fundamental of the laws and obligations, contracts, and professional ethics that are applicable to the civil engineering profession. Alright, so it is designed to prepare civil engineering students para sa inyo charot lang. For professional practice, topics on the perspective of the students as future practitioners. Alright, so not just practitioners, contractors, employees of the field as on the given emphasis. Alright, so they include the study of Code of Ethics, as I've said earlier, the legal procedures in the practice of civil engineering in the Philippines. Okay, specifically in the Philippines. Why? Because civil engineering laws differ from countries to countries. Alright, so ethical relations of an engineer with a fellow professional, client, and to the general public. Alright, so basically, that's the overview of our course or our course description as a whole that we are going to have within this semester. Okay, so as per the general course goal, I know that you have read it already. And for the guidelines and regulations as well, and for the grading system. So what I am going to do now is just to go in and discuss the topics under Code of Ethics. Alright? So, introduction to ethics. So since we are already in the introduction of ethics, no, we are going to define the terms that we commonly use in this class. Alright? So ethics, sir, unsa man gyud na ang ethics or what is ethics? So basically it is a plural of ducks. Of duck. Charot lang. Okay? Kaya kung singular lang siya class, ethic lang siya. Alright? Charot. So anyway, kidding aside, no? Ethics is a set of standards by which a particular group decides to regulate its behavior. Okay? It is a system of moral principles by which human actions and proposals may be judged as good or bad. Or basically what is right or what is right in that particular group or what is wrong in that particular group. Right? So morals. Morals are rules for right conduct for all individuals. And basically, what is the difference? No, sir, what's the difference? What is the difference? Again, as I've said earlier, ethics is plural for duck. Charot lang. For ethic, charot. Dili, no? So again, ethics is more of a group consensus, while morals are individualized or personal perspective on what is wrong or personal take on what is wrong and what is right. Okay? So moral responsibility refers to the holding to people morally accountable for some past action or actions. It also means to care, welfare, or treatment of others as derived from the specific social role that one plays in the society. Right? So it is likewise refers to one's capacity of making moral or rational decisions on his own. Okay? So business ethics. Business ethics. Alright, so it is a study of what is right and wrong, human behavior, and conduct in business. Sorry, no? It is the study of what is right and wrong, of human behavior and conduct in business. Right? So it is also the study of perception of people about morality, moral norms, moral rules, and ethical principles as they apply uh, to people and institution in business. Alright, so basically, it is the practice, no? General practice of what is right and wrong or good and bad in terms of business. So business relations, so that is why we have business ethics. So basically, no, how we conduct business, nasa day right o wrong ana sir? Yes, there is, no? Generally right and generally seen as wrong, no? And then profession. What is a profession? Profession consists of a group of people organized to serve a body of a specialized knowledge in the interest of a society. At the center of profession, it is a set of skills, proficiencies, techniques, and competencies in involving in a line of work. Okay, so code of ethics. Ito na. No? Code of ethics is a set of principles that serve to guide the professional in their daily work. Alright, so business ethics is the way we conduct business. Now, code of ethics is specified or specialized to each field of profession. Okay, so we as civil engineers, we have our own set of code of ethics. No, for example, doctors and nurses, they have their own set of code of ethics, no, in which they the code of ethics sets what is generally good or what is generally bad in that particular profession. Alright, so ideology. Ideology is a body of doctrine, myth, and symbols of a social movement, institution, class, or a large group. Alright, so engineer. What is an engineer? An engineer is a profession, of course, no? In which the knowledge of the mathematical and physical science gained by study, experience, and practice with judgment to develop ways to utilize economics, materials, and forces of nature for the progressive well-being of humankind. So basically, that is the general description of an engineer. So as you can see, class, there is a lot of moral responsibility in this particular description alone. No, as you can see, no, with judgment to develop the ways to utilize economics, materials, and force of nature alone is a big responsibility. So we need to take part of these type of projects. For example, the green building projects. No, we are already attached to that, and currently the Philippines has laws on the green project. No, green building project, and basically we'll talk about that later. Okay, now speaking of which, no, as I said earlier, there are fundamental principles and canons in the practice of the civil engineering. Okay, so basically these fundamental principles and canons are the code of ethics for the civil engineers. So sir, what is the difference between fundamental principles and fundamental canons? Okay, so first and foremost, by definition, principles are not laws yet. There are just guiding principles, or there are just the things, no, that we consider in making the laws. Okay. How about fundamental canons, sir? Okay, so canons are already laws or implemented laws. Okay, so that's basically the difference. Now, principles, the guiding principles are more like a moral that we want to pattern our laws on that particular principle. Okay, so fundamental canons are already established laws. Okay, so basically that's the difference between principles and canons. And in the Code of Ethics for the Civil Engineers class, we have 4 fundamental principles and 7 fundamental canons. And basically, we are going to go in and discuss these fundamental principles. Alright, so what is this fundamental principle, sir? Okay, let's try to get a bigger screen. Alright, so fundamental principles. Civil engineers uphold and advance the integrity, honor, and dignity of the civil engineering profession. So in general, this is the fundamental principle that the civil engineering would like to embody, no, as a civil engineer. Okay, so the integrity, the honor, and dignity of the civil engineering profession. And there are 4 ways to do that. Using their knowledge and skills to enhance for the enhancement of human welfare and the environment. Okay, being honest and impartial and serving with fidelity the public, their employer and clients, employees and their clients. Striving to increase the competence and prestige of the civil engineering profession. And lastly, supporting the professional and technical societies of their disciplines. And I'm just gonna give you some brief examples on each of these fundamental principles on how we can basically practice our profession. Okay, so using their knowledge and skill in the enhancement of human welfare and the environment. So basically, by building green buildings, green building codes, implementing those green building guidelines, those are one way of upholding and advancing the integrity, honor, and dignity of the civil engineering profession. Now, number 2, being honest and impartial. Okay, so basically it's already there, being honest and impartial. Okay, so yun lang, be honest, always be honest to your clients, to your employers, to your boss, and even to your employers. If you are already a successful civil engineer and you are already hiring people, you are already employing someone, or it might be small scale or big scale, so be honest and be impartial. Okay, now number 3, striving to increase the competence and prestige of the civil engineering profession. All right, so always uphold, ito yan, always uphold, striving to increase the competence, and how we can basically do that by innovation. We can have a lot of research, we can in the field of civil engineer, so that's one way of upholding, and increasing the integrity of our civil engineering profession. But that is just one way. There are a lot of ways to do that. Again, I intend to keep this video short, so I'm just giving 1 examples each. Alright? So, supporting the professional and technical societies of their discipline. So, basically, we have this Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. Being a member is also is already supporting the profession alone, but there are a lot of ways, as a member that we can help develop our professional group, professional being a professional member as a whole is has a lot of responsibilities. You can be a board member, for example, to further help the cause of the PICE, or the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, and implement some rules and regulations, implement projects that can help build or support our professional and technical societies. So basically, that is all for the fundamental principles, and we are going to go to our fundamental canons. Okay, so for the fundamental canons, we have 7, as I've said, 7 as I've said, So basically, these are some of which are self-explanatory, but some of which more, has more to give, other than just explaining these 7 fundamental canons itself. All right, so first fundamental canon, civil engineers shall uphold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public, and shall strive, to comply with the principles of sustainable development in the performance of their duties. All right, so common question, that usually being answered as wrong, or mali, no? Okay, so sir, as a contractor, for example, as a contractor, what is your priority, what is your priority? Okay, so priority, a lot of which are, say, getting projects, and basically they are profit driven, no? But then again, in our fundamental canons, it is said to be that the safety of our people, the safety of our employees, not just that, but the safety of the general public. Okay, so for example, a construction project, first and foremost, safety is our priority. Safety first, safety first, and not just the safety of your workers, but also the safety of the residents that is basically surrounding your work site. So safety of the general public from pollution, so you need to control pollution during construction. So for example, excavation projects, so you need to provide safety features or safety protocols in order to prevent landslide, for example. So that's our basically our priority, the safety of everyone in general. All right, and as well as to provide sustainable solutions, sustainable solutions and development and the performance of that particular duty. Okay, now second, civil engineers shall perform service only in their area of competence. All right, so civil engineers, we cannot perform duties, for example, of an electrical engineer, magbot-bot lang ka, magbot-bot lang ka, huwag ka ng tao diyan, but there are computations that to be done. There are computations for the exact sizes of wire, for example, the exact installation, the exact placement, rather, exact placement of the tools, exact placement of junction boxes, and there is basically a study for that, so the electrical engineers are assigned to that, so again, performing only in our areas of expertise. It might be construction or structural, geodetic, there are a lot of areas that the civil engineers can be competent or can work, depending on each individual's experience. All right, so let me tell you this in advance, class. Bakit why does we can only perform the area in our competence? Because each individual, you might be classmates for now, you may be classmates for 4 years or 5 years in college, but never you will have the same experience, never you will have the same competence as each individual, because in each engineer there are different trainings, different field of works that you have experienced, never na magiging the same yung competence or scale level of competence mo sa other engineers, even though you have the same college, even though you've been classmates for 5 years, but then again, lain-lain jud, Okay, so let's proceed to our number 3, fundamental canon number 3. Civil engineers shall issue public statement only in an objective and truthful manner. Again, let's go back to our fundamental principles, no? Honor, integrity, yan, no? So, for example, issue public statement. So, we cannot falsify our public statement. What are these? Public statements that a common example is, for example, a safety, no? Safety of the building, no? Safety of the occupants. Okay? So, for example, na ay nagkuhan sa inyo, no? There is somebody who is asking, sir, can you provide a safety inspection report? I would say yes, but I need to see the building itself. I need to conduct the inspection for myself. Okay? So, if ever I see the building that is not fit or for the occupants due to it might be some cracks or large cracks that at some point the building will collapse, no? Then why should I issue a safety inspection report? So, I will not falsify my professional judgment, no? So, I need to uphold the honor and integrity of the civil engineering profession. So, again, objective, no? Objective, being impartial, no? Being impartial in a truthful manner. Okay. Fundamental canon number 4. Civil engineers shall act in a professional matter for each employer or client as faithful agent or trustees and shall avoid conflicts of interest. Yan. Alright, so here it goes. Again, going back to the fundamental canons, this goes to the integrity and honesty. No, honesty na part. Alright, so civil engineers, again, no, shall act as faithful agent. What is this faithful agent? Alright, so for example, no, you are selling, somebody is selling you, okay, you have a commission with this and that. Okay, that's okay, no, basically. But you are not to impose na kanto gyud ang inyong pahaon na supplier. For example, because you have a commission. No, you will ask your basically your employer, no, sir, this is a proposal coming from this supplier, coming from this agent, no, and there are some pros and cons on this particular product, and let's compare it with our current product that we are currently using, no, and let the owner decide, no, and he ask you to give your professional opinion. Again, be impartial, no, not a profit driven, no, dapat dili profit driven. Be impartial, no, if you think that the product is more better than the one that you are currently using, then you may suggest. But if ever vice versa, no, the product that you are currently using is much better than the product that he's selling, even though may commission ka nga, no? So you need to suggest, no, that the current product that you are currently using is the much superior one. Okay, so be professional, be impartial, and be honest, no? Be honest if ever those things come up. Okay, so again, these are just some examples, no? There are a lot of things or a lot of variations of that examples, or might be dagan kaayo pero dili na lang nato isgutan, no? I'm just trying to keep this video short, no, so that you will have a lot of time, no, para sa inyong datas, no, or dili mahurot dahil ng inyong data. Alright, so fundamental canon number 5. Civil engineers shall build their professional reputation on the merit of their service and shall not compete unfairly with others. Okay, so again, going back to the fundamental principles, upholding the integrity, honesty, no? Dili pwede namang daota, no? We cannot basically say na ay ayaw dito kay kuha na siya, no? Just because you are not in the same company, no? Inyong daoton ang lain ninyo na civil engineer, no? So dili pwede, or it is not really dili na siya pwede, no? What is really good is to build your own reputation, no? Just work hard, no? Build your own reputation as a civil engineer. Build your merits, no? Build your merits and the service that you have provided, no? And basically through time, no, those merits will be collected, and mayroon sila na, oh, I need for example, you're a structural engineer, oh, I need a good structural engineer, and somebody says, oh, kadto si kuan kay maayo to siya, no? So basically due to your merits, no, you will get that job, no? Okay, so next fundamental canons. Civil engineers shall act in such manner as to uphold and enhance the honor, integrity, and dignity of the civil engineering profession. So basically, this one is from our fundamental principles, no? Again, i-repeat lang nato na siya diri sa atong fundamental canon number 6, no? Again, honor, integrity, and dignity. Okay, very important as a civil engineer professional, or maybe not just a civil engineering professional, but a professional as a whole, no? Professional as a whole. It might be a professional doctor, a nurse, no? So it's very important, no? So honor, integrity, and dignity. All right. So last fundamental canon. Civil engineers shall continue their professional development through their careers and shall provide opportunities for the professional development of those civil engineers under their supervision. Alright, so one good example of this one, no, the civil engineers shall continue the professional development throughout their careers, is the CPD law, no, implemented by, I think that's Senator Trillanes, no, CPD. Continuing professional development, no, basically requiring requiring the professional engineers or licensed civil engineers to have seminars, to attend seminars, to get certificates, no, in order to enhance, no, further enhance, in order to further update our skills, our knowledge in particular topics or subjects, no? And then what else? Provide opportunities for the professional development of under your supervisions, no? Provide them growth. For example, you're a contractor, no? You can provide seminars to your employees, no? So basically uplifting everyone as a whole, no, as the company emerges, or as the company evolves in a much larger scale, then upbringing of those civil engineers or engineers under your supervisions will also uplift their professional development throughout the company itself. All right, so with that, no, I suppose that will be the end of this video lecture. And for the guidelines, no, under fundamental canons, no, these are just the examples, or the more detailed, no, you can read this one on your own, the more detailed things, or the more detailed explanation on each canons. But again, in general, I already discussed the fundamental canons. And one more thing, I would just like you to have, or to answer this assignment. Okay, so submissions for the assignment is from this date, no, you will be given 20 days, no, so March 18 will be the submission for the assignment. And once again, guys, thank you for watching my vlog. Charot lang, no? Thank you for joining our class. And see you when I see you. Okay, so don't forget to have fun, learn, and enjoy. Bye, guys.